When I ask what's your sign, I mean what constellation was the sun in at the moment of your birth? The sun sign is important because it shows our basic character traits. Over the next few months, we'll cover the whole zodiac, but for now, let's talk about the sun in the sign of Virgo. The symbol for Virgo is the Virgin. However, most Virgos will tell you there's not much virginal about them. In fact, they are the great experimenters of the zodiac. Virgo likes to dabble and dip and try everything at least once. Originally, Virgo didn't mean someone who had never made love. It meant someone who belonged to no one, someone who was self-possessed. The church had to get rid of the symbol of the self-sufficient female, lest it give the girls ideas. So Virgo was changed into the hygienic, perfectionistic prude of the zodiac. Are they clean and perfectionistic? We find a nugget of truth in cleanliness, but it isn't the whole story. And perfectionism is more a Libran trait because they seek perfect balance. Virgo is only interested in perfecting systems until all waste has been eliminated. Once the cogs are running at optimal efficiency, they're satisfied. It can't be overstated how beautiful it is to Virgo when a system works with absolute precision. It can move them emotionally. We shouldn't overlook another fact. Virgo has fun doing this. We are talking about an earth sign, so the line between work and play blurs. The word work is associated with Virgo. Now that's partly because they're industrious in using their time, and partly because they care intensely about what works for them. They tend not to make a lot of judgments about anything if it's working. If Virgo thinks that a spanking clean apartment runs more smoothly than a comfortably cluttered one, they'll put all their spoons in the spoon department. If Virgo finds greater efficiency in all the silverware being on the counter, then that's where they put it. Virgo cares about these kinds of details. They might put a coffee maker on the bathroom sink so they don't have to go all the way downstairs to turn it on in the morning. Virgo doesn't mind being unorthodox if it works better. Rest assured, their habits always come back to cutting waste. Virgo does this internally too. They introspect in search of truth because truth can be applied to any situation and bring any problem into focus. In other words, it's efficient to know the truth. All the earth signs seem to have insight into their limitations, but Virgo is the most likely to look at its shortcomings because in self-knowledge is self-possession. Virgos talk to themselves and find positive self-talk critical in cultivating a sense of well-being. But a question still hangs in the air. Why? Why does Virgo want to belong to no one and stand alone? It is the cleanest, most waste-free, and most efficient way to live. Problems increase exponentially with each person that gets involved in a situation. And unless everyone is committed to being a human cog in a machine, Virgo would rather go it alone. When they are alone, there's only one factor to manage: themselves. Since Mercury is changeable, Virgo tends to be versatile. This is also central to self-possession. If you can do it all with relative competence, you don't have to rely on anyone else. It's not that Virgo is antisocial or distrustful of others. It just strikes Virgo as a good and right thing to be independent. Virgo is also associated with the word service, and you do find them in helping professions, especially all forms of medicine, because they are caretakers at heart. As an earth sign, the Virgin wants to contribute something concrete, and service occupations allow for that. Service also causes Virgo to feel clean inside. They get musty if they haven't been of service in a while. Virgo's link to health and wellness is related to self-possession. When you're sick, you might need assistance from others. If you're well, you can more easily stand alone. Likewise, the body is a highly efficient machine, and that's something Virgo tunes into. The Virgin is interested in mental health too, and given to all forms of self-help and analysis. They want to organize and synthesize their experiences to make the greatest use of them. They reflect on their skills and their knowledge. Virgo is sensitive, though not in quite the same way as the water signs are. They aren't inherently emotional, but often have a sensitive nervous system and are responsive to stimuli. One of the things you see in astrology books about Virgo is that they have discriminating tastes. They do. But it's because their body responds to subtle changes. Fire signs might not notice the difference between 300 and 500 thread count Egyptian cotton, but there's a world of difference between the two if you ask a Virgo. You see, they have all the sensuality of the other earth signs, but they're uncomfortable with ostentatious displays of love. They don't need excitement. They want to know if their love is useful. They want to find it productive. This is where Virgo's famous humility comes from. They're realistic about themselves. Remember, this is an inward feminine sign, so it likes spending a quiet evening at home, engaged in reflection. Only Scorpio is more likely to introspect, and being madly in love, acting like a crazy person doesn't appeal to them. Sensitive as it might be, Virgo is still an earth sign and therefore wants love to be manageable and practical. Virgo is more likely to select a logical and solid partner than to have a whirlwind affair. Virgo is somewhat slow in warming up to people because observation takes time. They watch for a while to see if their love and effort would be put to good use in this person. Anything else would be truly inefficient. This tendency is what has earned Virgo the reputation for being cool and dispassionate, but they really just want to be sure. Earth signs aren't known for taking risks. It can be worth the wait, however. Remember that the Virgin is often depicted with grain in her hands. She's symbolic of the Grain Mother, an unmarried goddess who is a queen in her own right. As someone who is self-sufficient, she is able to feed and nurture others without depleting herself. Her supply is limitless. If you have an evolved Virgo, she'll be able to sustain herself without your help. But don't think she doesn't want you. Virgo is a responsive student and a good listener. She'll listen to any logical argument and is willing to concede if you've earned that concession with solid information. If you have nothing but your opinion to back up your point, she will be less interested. Virgo will only trust your judgment if you've earned it, because the self-possessed require something of the people in their lives. She will need to be treated kindly because she is complete or on her way there. Virgo knows too much and needs too little to put up with a lot of crap. They may very well enter romantic relationships for reasons other than strong emotions or lust. She may be there because it's the only place she can learn certain lessons. In love, the evolved Virgo will try to be her best. That means a whole, self-sustaining human being. Sharing a life with someone like that has its advantages. The shadow of Virgo is related to its need for information. It can turn into a know-it-all. The problem with this shadow is that it shuts down conversation and makes relating very difficult. It doesn't matter what it is. The Virgo shadow knows more about it than you do. This shadow stomps on the normal back and forth between people. It'll even make up something flimsy just to have a point. Everyone knows they're wrong, but this shadow is so unpleasant that nobody dares say anything. So people stop sharing and they stop musing aloud in the presence of that Virgo. Ultimately, this works against them because they can't learn anything new. The main problem with this shadow is that it prevents intimacy. Who is going to feel comfortable opening up to someone who already knows everything there is to know and who thinks they know you better than you know yourself? Virgo is ruled by the communicative god Mercury, so this sign really likes information. The shadow, therefore, hurts Virgo greatly. Stop it, Virgo. Other people have things to say that you can learn from. Thank you for watching Secrets from an Astrologer's Desk, the personality profiles, Virgo. I'm Joy. More videos to come.